Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jazz Barganzo, and this is What Next. We're going to cover multiple stories today. Three, to be exact. A couple stories that might have gone underneath the radar, especially with everything going on with Gina Carano, who's just been on fire the entire week, and actually the last week to 10 days, ever since Disney fired her. From that to what led up to the firing, to her standing up for free speech, her getting slammed by people outside of Disney, to the double standards, and to just overall nonsense being spewed against her, including attacks against her family, which I will cover in a separate video. Um, and of course, leading up to the big event, the interview with one Ben Shapiro. A couple of people got a sneak peek in it today. Those who are members of Ben Shapiro Daily Wire. The video will officially drop tomorrow. Like I said, we will cover that on another video. But today, three stories, and you might have missed them. Let's take a look. First story comes out of Bounding into Comics. This is about Coca-Cola. And once again, not good. Coca-Cola reportedly cites Robin DiAngelo in diversity training, tells employees to be less white. Now, for those of you who don't know who Robin DiAngelo is the author of White Fragility, a pretty much trashy novel of slamming white people, putting it squarely on their shoulders that everything that is wrong in the world is because due to your whiteness. I pretty much just summed up the entire book right there. You don't even have to read it. It's right there. But of course, leave it to corporations to bend over backwards to kiss the proverbial ass of the SJWs. So that way they're in good standings. Wow. The next time you order a Coke, it might come with a complimentary side of white guilt. According to screenshots shared by Twitter user Lefty Moments, Coca-Cola has begun to incorporate the teachings of white fragility and critical social justice and race theory proponent Robin DiAngelo into their corporate philosophy. Garbage. Hot garbage. But let's go on. These are screenshots. You can see Coca-Cola's logo in the corner. These were shot during their diversity training seminar. Try to be less white. To be less white is to be less oppressive. Be less arrogant. Be less certain. Be less defensive. Be less ignorant. Be more humble. Listen. Believe. Break with apathy. Break with white solidarity. Ooh, the drama. Reportedly taken during a Coca-Cola hosted viral presentation of the Confronting Racism module of DiAngelo's Confront Racism with Robin DiAngelo course. Yes, it is an actual course, folks, to teach this nonsense, this sewage. It is an actual course, and sadly, it is being taught in our colleges and some of our high schools across the country. So, parents, you need to step up. You need to get involved in your kids' education, their academics, because garbage like this is being taught. Garbage like this is being taught, is being vomited onto your children, and your children are taking every single drop. The screenshots feature two slides, one telling viewers to try to be less white, the others listing the ways one can be less white. Of course, we just went over some. Uh, Psychologist Dr. Carolyn Borensenko, excuse me, butchered the name, will reveal two other slides from the presentation. Of course, breaking news, Coke is forcing its employees to complete online training, telling them to try to be less white. So to me, if I am a white employee of Coca-Cola, I am offended. I am seriously, seriously offended. I'm telling my supervisor, I'm telling uh, my manager, I refuse to do this. My job does not depend on this. My job has nothing to do, my performance has nothing to do with this online bullshit of a course. Now, to those who are employees of Coke, who are black, who are Hispanic, who are Asian, who are women, all y'all should be offended. All of you, every single one of you should be offended by this and should be standing up for your fellow coworkers who are white and going to your bosses and saying, no, this is trash. This is absolute hot garbage, trash, steaming piles. That's what this is. But then again, I don't work for Coke. Good thing I don't, because they'd probably fire me the same day. But if I'm some of the white employees there, I might want to lawyer up. Once I basically tell them to go take this online course and shove it up their arse. But that's just me. Let's continue. The first title card of the presentation is confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white, challenging what it means to be racist. So if you are white, you are automatically racist. Automatically. No matter what. No matter what. You are automatically racist because you're white. You were born into it. It's in your DNA. It's ingrained in you. This offends me. As an Hispanic male, this offends me. You know. The second slide reads, the US and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. It adds, research shows by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white. Really? So at 3 or 4 years old. But then again, these are the same 3 or 4 years old, the same 3 or 4 years old who actually who can decide that as boys they would like to be girls, and if girls they like to be boys. So you can give that decision. You won't let them drive. You won't let them, apply for a credit card. You won't let them sign your house, sign the mortgage of your house. You won't let them, you won't let them go on trips by themselves. But you have no problems if they choose their own gender, and you don't have a problem that they know it's better to be white by 3 and 4 years old. While disappointing, given how many corporate entities have bowed to the culture of critical race theory, pretty much bowed to the woke, have bent over backwards and taken it up the arse of woke, this doesn't surprise me. This does not surprise me at all. This is utterly outrageous. This is just flat out outrageous that this nonsense goes on in our corporate, in our academia, this garbage being spewed to our kids, being vomited onto our kids, is becoming more and more the norm. And parents, you just can't let it stand. You just cannot let it stand. This is, it's just wrong. It's just flat out wrong. But, talk about a hot mess. A hot mess. And Coke is going to feel the fire. There's no doubt in my mind Coke is going to get roasted Um, I'm sure they've been getting roasted the last 24, 48 hours regarding this, but uh, yeah, right now, you might want to start drinking Pepsi. Just saying. Let's move on to story number two. Now, this is a story that has gotten really hasn't uh, gotten much play, um, but I heard about it on my thread, and I decided to take a deeper look because, of course, it affects what we've seen over the last few months, um, especially over the last month, month and a half. But yeah, let's take a look. This comes out of the Blaze. People threaten to boycott Publix. Publix is a national grocery chain. After the grocery chain's Harris donated 300,000 to the quote Stop the Eastay rally. People across America are reportedly threatening. No, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything regarding people across America. I mean, this was something that I kind of like stumbled into. I mean, this wasn't something that it was like trending top 10 or anything. But anyway, are reportedly threatening a boycott to Publix supermarkets in response to a member of the company's founding family fundraising for former President Trump. Ilstay, Opstay, the Ilstay rally in D.C. last month. After it was revealed by the Wall Street Journal that Julie Jenkins Fancelli, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, a prominent Trump donor and the heiress of the billion-dollar grocery chain, contributed a hefty $300,000 to the rally. The lion's share of the money needed to fund the rally, a movement to boycott the company quickly launched. You had people saying the decades-long love affair with the Florida-based grocery chain was over. Disgruntled former patrons already upset over its support for Florida Republican Ron DeSantis, who is the man in Florida. Accused the grocery chain of willingly funding violence, which was absolutely garbage. Of course, the acquittal of President Trump pretty much nailed that into the coffin of all those who believe that he was the instigator of the January 6th incident, which of course he was not. It was the last straw, one customer said. I cannot stand no more. I refuse to shop at this grocery store. I'm going to the one down the street, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I was just reading more into the line. One customer said, incident at the Capitol, images of police officers with his head being hurt. I'm not going to say that because there's a deeper story regarding the police officer who was killed at the Capitol. It's a much deeper story. I haven't touched upon it. I suggest you look up Steve Deace of the Blaze. Steve Dace of the Blaze. He did a full background on it, and also Tucker Carlson did a background story regarding that officer and how he died. So that would be my suggestion. Individuals dressed as Vikings, Chewbacca. We're not going to call this normal. Da 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 da. News broke. Publix issued a statement dissing itself and Fancelli, saying Ms. Fancelli is not an employee of Publix supermarkets and neither is involved in our business operations, nor does she represent the company in any way. Well, being that she's the heir to the fortune, she has say, because once she is the heir, once it becomes prominent, she becomes the CEO of the company, which means she will make financial decisions. So, just saying. Excuse me. By then, hashtag boycott Publix was already trending on Twitter. That lasted for about a hot second, and then it died. some people were saying, I'm going to go to Whole Foods, I'm going to go to a Fresh Market, I'm going to go to, I don't know, there are other grocery stores. Um, uh, what gets me is that there was a boycott of Goya Foods last year, its CEO, um, who donated to the Trump campaign. And of course, that backfired. Goyo sales exploded over the last 3 to 4 months, 5 months before the election. Yeah. But with this situation with Publix, I don't know. It's a different story. It's a different issue. Can of worms. You make the call. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Story number 3. Let's take a look at that one. This is a very interesting story. Um, you've had states that have banned uh, athletes, male athletes pretending to be women, from participating in athletic events in high school and college. Texas did it. Texas did the sports by birth ban. Their bill, sports by birth, which of course Governor Greg Abbott signed into law. In a number of states. It's definitely, I think it's more than 10 states. Excuse me. I think it's more than 10 states that have signed similar laws. Mississippi joins the fray, joins the group. Mississippi votes to ban transgender athletes from girls and women's teams. This comes out of the Hill. And yeah, this is a story. This story was from the 12th of this month, so not too old. But it came across my thread, so I decided to take a look, and here we are. The Republican-controlled Mississippi State Senate on Thursday passed a bill that seeks to ban transgender athletes, men pretending to be women, from competing in girls or women's sports at state schools and university levels. I added levels. Associated Press, the Senate bill passed a measure 34-9 vote. And I can guarantee you that once it reaches the governor's desk, it will be signed. Period. And a story. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Legislation is the latest effort by state legislatures across the country to impose restrictions on transgender youth in athletics, as well as gender confirming healthcare. Quote, I've had a number of coaches across the state call me and believe that they feel there is a need for a policy in Mississippi because they are beginning to have some concerns of having to deal with this. And what this means is nonsense. State Senator Angela Hill, Republican, the bill's sponsor. The AP reported there was little discussion within the Senate prior to the vote. The bill now heads to the House, where Republicans hold the majority. Like I said, once it reaches the governor's desk, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves is going to sign it. That's it, in a nutshell. Of course, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves criticized Biden's executive order in a series of tweets earlier this month, writing that he was, quote, disappointed with President Biden's actions to force young girls. Yes, force. You must comply. You must adhere to the board. You will do what I tell you to do. If you don't like it, you will be punished. And that is from President Asterix. To compete with biological males for access to athletics, which basically denigrates women and destroys Title IX. That's it. This is what it comes down to. This is what the fact of the matter is that based off of science, biology, genetics, bone structure, muscle density, faith, You are a man, you are a woman. This is what you're born. This is decisions you have. It's not the doctor who basically pulls you out of the womb and says, "Hey, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make a choice, and we're gonna go with a boy. We're gonna go with a boy for you. We're gonna go with a girl for you. You got a penis. You got a vag. That's it. I made the decision. You will live by it." No, it's what God made you to be. It's what God created you to be. There are only two genders, male and female. That's it. No more. Not one, not three, not five, not 52, not 10,000. Two genders and two genders only. You don't like it? You need to deal with it. You need to get professional help, psychological help, counseling to deal with whatever you're dealing with. Because it's not a physical issue, it's a mental issue. And sadly, we've had Hollywood and the media and politics celebrate this obvious mental issue instead of dealing with it the way it needs to be dealt with from a professional standpoint, with respect, with concern, with objectivity, and with love, compassion. Yeah. So those were the three stories possibly you might have missed. We will get to the Gina Carano story. Like I said, Gina Carano story keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and Disney keeps on getting roastier and toastier because of this. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is what's next. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.